Hey guys, welcome back to another week of our holiday prep series, and this week we are going to be focusing on organizing our spaces. Okay, so the way that I went about doing this is basically I broke down my spaces into two separate categories. The first category are spaces that I need to organize just for the holiday prep process. So areas that won't necessarily be needed during the holiday season, but are really crucial for that holiday prep time. And the second category are all the spaces that I need to organize for the holidays. So in our house, we don't host Thanksgiving. We do host, however, Christmas Eve and Christmas. So those were the main focuses that I went into this thinking about. But if you do host Thanksgiving, then definitely consider that as you plan out your spaces and how they need to function in order for your holidays to run smoothly. Okay, so first let's talk about category one and the spaces that I need to organize in order for that to be checked off my list. Okay, so the first area that I need to organize is my wrapping paper area. Now I actually do have that all organized now, and I will show you where I keep that and how I have it organized. This is where I keep all of my holiday wrapping supplies. This is in my craft closet in my office, and basically what I did was I got two of these hanging organizers. One I keep specifically for Christmas wrapping, and I can easily see what I have on hand and what I need. So this side here holds all of my bags in boxes, and then on the sides there are pockets here that hold all of our wrapping paper, and then on the front here we have tissue paper, bows, and underneath there I have all of my tape and gift tags. So this is great because I can just take it right off the hanger and everything is in one spot. I also keep a second one, and this one holds all of my just general wrapping needs. So birthdays, weddings, baby showers, all of that gets stored in this one. So that way they're separate and I'm not getting the two confused. But basically I wanted to carve out an area of my home specifically for all of my wrapping paper needs. I find it very helpful to have all of my wrapping paper and supplies in one area, so that way I can easily see what I have on hand and what I need, and when it's time to do the wrapping, I can just easily take it all out at once, and when I need to put it away, it all goes back at once. So like I said, that is done. Another area that I needed to organize prior to the holiday season was an area for all of our gifts. So basically just gift storage. I have 3 kids and they love to snoop around and look for their gifts, so I had to get a little creative with this. Prior to this year, I kept all of our gifts in our storage room, and that worked great until one of my kids discovered a few gifts this year that I purchased early. So I have since moved all of my gift storage area to above our garage. We have a big room over our garage. It's basically, again, just extra storage. But in that room, I have 3 bins, one for each child, and all of their gifts go in there. And then I have a separate bin for my extended family and just, other miscellaneous gifts that I'll be giving. So in total, I have 4 bins that I keep all of the gifts in, and that just stores them nice and neat, and it's, like I said, kind of hidden away outside of like our main living area. So like I said, those 2 areas were the things that I needed to focus on for my category 1 and all of the spaces that need to be organized in order for the holiday prep. And then going into category 2, the spaces that I need to organize in order to have our holidays run smoothly and just making sure that each space functions appropriately. Basically what I did was I made a list of all of the rooms that we're going to be using for the holiday season. And for us, we actually host our family Christmas Eve and they sleep over. So essentially our entire house is used for Christmas Eve and Christmas. So let's just walk you through each room. For our mudroom, I like to keep it super simple in there. I don't like to decorate too much because it is a very high functioning room. That is the room that we are entering first and leaving last. So that really needs to be like our drop zone area. I want to keep all of our hooks clutter free for our guests, so that way they have a place to put all of their belongings, and all of our supplies and winter gear organized, so that way we're not cluttering up that room. So I did take out some time earlier on to really organize all of our winter supplies and make sure that that room is functioning. So I do feel like I have a good handle on that room, and things are very clutter-free right now, so I just need to stay on top of that. Now moving into like our dining room area. Our dining room and kitchen is actually all one space, but I sort of broke it down into two separate spaces just because that's, again, how my brain works. So our dining area, this again is a very high functioning area because we do eat dinner here as a family every single night, but we do also host here a lot. So basically the things that I needed to make sure were organized were, number one, a hot cocoa bar, because that is a go-to for our family in the holiday season. So I did turn our hutch into our hot cocoa bar, and it not only looks adorable, but it really is organized and functioning for all of our hot cocoa needs. I also have some storage in our hutch, and I kind of transitioned that into all of our Christmas storage. So basically having Christmas linens in there, napkins, and I am going to stock up on some disposable plates and silverware, so that way that's on stock also. And then our dining room table, I keep that super simple, and it's usually clear, so that way we can easily serve on there and use it for crafts and eating and all of the things that happen at the dining room table. Okay, moving into the kitchen, basically the main areas that I needed to focus on in here were my baking, because everything else right now is very organized in my kitchen, but I do feel like I needed to get a handle on my baking supplies, because I do a lot of baking around the holiday season. So I want to make sure that, first of all, I have everything on hand that I need in order to bake. And I also want to make sure that those miscellaneous items like the rolling pin and sprinkles and just all of that, random stuff is organized also. So that's a project that I have on my list to do this week. Now moving into my living room. My living room is functioning really well for us as is. However, I do have these two bins here under my side table that are clutter catchers. Now, I highly recommend that you get some clutter catchers if you don't already in your home. Basically, it's a spot that you can just pile clutter in that accumulates in your home throughout the day. But I also recommend that you stay pretty diligent about emptying it, because we have not. We've let it pile up, and now I have both of these full of clutter that needs to get sorted through. So basically that's my project for my living room, is to sort through that clutter, put everything back in where it belongs. And I want to keep one as a clutter catcher, but the other one I actually want to use as our seasonal book storage. So it has been a tradition of ours to read holiday books in the evening with the kids. And I want to basically just have one of those bins specifically for all of our holiday books. So that way in the evening when we are getting ready to read, everything is in one area and it will just be easier to find the books that we want to read. So that's really the only project that I have to work on in the living room. Now moving down the hall, so our bathrooms, I don't have any projects that I need to do in the bathrooms other than just keeping them clean, which I have pretty good routines set in place, so thankfully that's all set. Now the bedroom area, so the kids, what we typically do is all the kids sleep in the boys' room. My three kids sleep in the boys' room on Christmas Eve, and then my niece sleeps in my daughter's room. So I just want to make sure that, again, that is cleared out and everything is organized for her so she can comfortably sleep in there. So for the bedroom area, there's not really any organizing projects that need to be done. I just, again, need to make sure that everything is being maintained and cleaned so that way we can easily host our guests. Now downstairs, we have our family room, and that is sort of like the hub of our house. That's where everybody hangs out. So I like to keep things very minimal down there. Again, I don't overly crowd it with decorations or anything. I just want to make sure it's really cozy and comfortable for our guests. So we have our sectional down there. That's where we all hang out. We also do have a Christmas tree that we put down there, and Christmas morning, we all open presents downstairs. It's just a much bigger space. So that's kind of how that room needs to serve us. And the way it's set up right now, it's ready to go. I don't really have any organization that needs to be done in that room. The playroom is also downstairs. And in this room, I actually just got done organizing it for the holiday season. So basically what I do is I go through all of the kids' toys and what they have. Now I do watch a few kids before and after school, so I like to have a lot of toys on hand because my younger kids do play with toys still. Obviously the boys, they're not really into toys that much anymore, but that room really does serve us well. So basically what I did is I went through like all of our board games, There are some that were open and were missing pieces, so those needed to get tossed. I went through our toys, and if there were broken pieces, those got tossed. If there were play sets that were missing pieces, again, I tossed that. I basically just went through and kept what the kids were using and just either donated or got rid of the rest. And this way, there is going to be enough storage for the new toys that come in, and we only have what we use on hand, if that makes sense. So basically, that is kind of how I looked at this project, were what spaces did I need to organize prior to the holiday season that would help me with the holiday prep process, and what do I need from my spaces in order to host and just enjoy the holiday season with my family. And then I just got to work. So really, I am pretty much done with organizing my spaces. Like I said, there are just a few projects here and there that I need to work on, but I will definitely be updating you with those in my Facebook group as I tack those off my list. But I would love to hear from you. What are some of the spaces that you are organizing for the holiday season, and how do you plan on tackling that? Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me again for this week, and I hope that everybody's holiday prep is going well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye.